When you hear the word Panama, you form a picture, automatically, of the big canal and of the army that defends it. The Panama Canal is one of the greatest engineering works ever conceived by man. Great ships of peace or war are lifted 85 feet so that they may sail over the top of the continental divide and are then lowered to the level of the opposite ocean. A vessel going from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean sails southeast. If you don't believe it, look this up on a large-scale map. The canal zone occupies only a small fraction of the territory of the Republic of Panama. We are now flying in a United States Navy plane over a few of the countless islands that dot the ocean blue. We are off for a visit to one of the most interesting of the Native American peoples, the San Blas Indians. Their friendly welcome to the American plane discounts the legend of their supposed hatred for all white men. They did show fierce hatred to the Spanish invaders who tried to enslave and rob them, but we can hardly blame them for that. The San Blas are a pleasant-looking people. Their color is that of a good deep suntan. A sprinkling of albinos among them explains the mistaken notion that they are a tribe of white Indians. They are short in stature. A woman will wear a small gold ring in her nose, a necklace of gold coins, and sometimes large gold plates serve as earrings. The dresses are brightly colored, lavishly embroidered, by hand of course, with a unique sort of applique work. It is the women who really rule the roost here, and the family tree is traced on the mother's, not the father's side. Missionaries here have barely scratched the surface. One was a good doctor. When he died, they set up his image in wood so that he could continue healing their sick. They live largely from the products of the forest and have only very primitive tools. Here is a mill for extracting the juice of the sugar cane. Part of their food also comes from the sea, for the word Panama means abundance of fish. In this easy-living land, the animals too change very little. They have survived for ages because they found their own peculiar means of defense against their enemies. The iguana, for instance, is one of the oldest forms of animal life, a tough survivor of the long-gone age of reptiles. He's still here, fighting with his long, sharp-pointed tail. Another battler who fights with his tail is the scorpion. He arches his poison stinger up over his back at his inveterate enemy, the tarantula. He tries to close in. It's a fight to a finish. Sometimes one poison expert dies, sometimes the other. The tarantula is a giant spider with body as big as a full-grown mouse and furry legs that cause your skin to prickle as he walks over you. He has poison fangs about the size of those of a young rattlesnake. This giant toad weighs over a pound. His protection consists of poison sacs in his shoulders. Another unpleasant customer is the vampire bat, with teeth and claws so sharp that he can be handled only with thick leather gloves. One of the deadliest snakes in the world is the fer-de-lance. Few people ever survive his bite. Only an expert dare handle him, yet he is no match for the mussurana, who is the enemy of all poisonous snakes. And he is so gentle he can be handled and petted. Here he is. In a few moments you will see him having his lunch. And now there's one less poisonous snake in Panama. Some animals escape death by fighting, others by running away. The plumed lizard is a champion runner, and if his flight is barred by water, he runs so fast that he goes over the surface. He doesn't have webbed feet either. Here comes his enemy, a giant snake. And there goes the lizard right over the top of the water. He runs so fast that we wonder if he even gets his feet wet. The snake hunts the lizard, and the man hunts the snake. He seizes it with his bare hands, but if you watch closely, you will see him bitten twice, in the leg and in the hand. Now for some exploring by canoe. Dense jungle foliage comes right down to the water's edge, and we are constantly on the lookout for animals. Very little is to be seen this way, however, for wild animals stay wild and alive, chiefly by staying out of sight. Most of our pictures were therefore arranged with the help of a man who makes a business of hunting animals for zoos. Here is the white-collared peccary, harmless looking enough. He seems just ready to make a nice pork roast. Yet, he is one of the most dangerous fighters in the jungle. A raccoon absorbed in his favorite dish, a mess of live crabs, and he didn't take any chance of losing his dinner either by stopping to wash them first. Here is another specialist, the tarantula, an anteater. His long snout and tongue are just the thing to dig out his favorite food. Another species of anteater who prefers to live in trees is the silky anteater. He doesn't mind visitors at all. He's quite willing to cling to them and to be tid, especially since he has learned that this generally means food. Another animal that stays alive by keeping out of danger up in the treetops is the opossum. This variety is known as Darby's woolly opossum. The mother opossum has a nice coat of long woolly hair for the young to hang on as she climbs through the trees with the greatest of ease. She goes about her family business without too much thought for her offspring, but nature has equipped them with a really good grip on the facts of life right from the start. Thus we see how animals are fitted for their struggle to survive. Here seems to be an exception. Surely these sloths are too slow either to fight or to run. But put them up in the trees, and you can see how they manage to survive through the ages. They can really take care of themselves just as soon as they're off the ground. There are two principal types of sloths in Panama. They are distinguished by the number of toes they have. The three-toed variety is a good-natured, gentle fellow who doesn't mind being handled, but he is a homebody who thrives only on the food he gets close to home, so he cannot be shipped satisfactorily to our zoos. His two-toed cousin is a cranky, cantankerous individual with none of the nice qualities of the three-toed species. But he can and does eat anything, and so he is the chap you see in your zoo. Yes, that's a cat, and it's wild, but it's not a wild cat. It's a young ocelot, a pet, and not a very safe one. The prize of all pets is the monkey, always playful, friendly to those who treat it kindly, and as full of tricks as a monkey. This one tries to comb the young visitor's hair so that she'll look her prettiest on the way back with those handsome Navy flyers. Our canoes soon bring us back to the flying boat, and our cameras and films are loaded carefully so that all our friends will be able to share the strange sights that we have seen. And soon we are flying back to Panama City, a lovely, clean, cool, modern city of many miracles. Yes, miracles, for here it is summer all the year round, and the sun rises in the Pacific Ocean and sets in the Atlantic. There are many other miracles too, but we'll have to save some of them for you to discover for yourselves when you read about Panama, or better still, visit this marvelous country.